I'm going to tell you a story about a girl named Emma. Emma Goldman. J. Edgar Hoover called her the most dangerous woman in America. She's, it's 1885, and she's working in the tight squeeze business in St. Petersburg, Russia. She's living with her father. He's a real hard ass. He used to beat her with the Torah. Emma blamed it on sexual frustrations. She threatened to dance herself to death if he didn't let her move to America. So, one day after a happy suck-it, Papa Goldman consented to let her move to Rochester, New York to live with her sister.
Oh, Emma. Oh, Emma.
In Rochester, she found work at the Garson's clothing factory. At first, the spacious work environment and the cleanness, it pleased her. But soon the back-breaking pace and longer hours of American aggression got to her. And she found herself in a bad marriage. So, she asked to speak to Mr. Garson himself. She wanted a raise. Walking into Mr. Garson's office, she's overcome by the sweet perfume of American Beauty roses and Mr. Garson's cigar. Staring through the bluish smoke of his cigar into the hot pink explosion, she almost forgets her mission. Yet alone a nice luxury like a trip to the theater.
Mama, don't you have hot taste for a factory girl? And her request
was denied.
Oh, Emma. She said, it's alright. We're gonna change this night. I won't stop my mind to live tonight. I'm gonna stick to my guns and we're gonna have some fun.
So she learned dressmaking, left her husband, got shunned by the Rochester Jews, and took a train to New York City to live with her Aunt Rosie in the Lower East Side. That same night she arrived in an Anarchist cafe. She met the love of her life, Alexander Berkman. He was ordering extra large everything. This robust, handsome man invited her to hear Johann Most speak out against the Haymarket tragedy. Recently, in Chicago's Haymarket Square, a bomb exploded during a demonstration for an 8-hour workday. They arrested 8 factory workers, anarchists. 4 were caught. But nobody knew who threw the bomb. The people felt it was the factory owner, but that's not what the newspapers printed.
They hung the anarchists. It's government-sanctioned murder, a rich man's pleasure.
Johann Most excited her to the point of vibration. He mentored her, and soon this little bitty blonde, looking like a sexy dyke, enthralled the crowds from her mule-driven cart in Union Square. Well, the cops nabbed her, and they threw her in the Tombs in Tribeca. It's kind of like a moldy medieval dungeon, sort of like my ex-boyfriend's apartment. And then she had to spend a year in prison in Roosevelt Island. But this is important because she learns the trade of nursing. And when she gets out, she can go anywhere. And she spreads the anarchist philosophy. Government controlled by big business was not happy.
She's the most dangerous woman in America. The most dangerous woman in America. Her crime, exciting people.
Don't stop.
She's breaking down the
Don't stop.
Breaking down the
Don't stop.
How?
Don't stop.
People don't listen.
Don't stop.
They wanted to convict her for the shooting of President William McKinley because the assassin, Leon, he said Emma's words set him on fire! But she was anti-violent.
Don't stop.
Well,
Don't stop.
except for this one time.
Don't stop.
During the Homestead strike. She was enraged when 9 workers were gunned down. This was a dispute between Pittsburgh steel laborers and the owners of Carnegie Steel. she blamed Henry Clay Frick, the man in charge of negotiations, and the robber baron industrialist. We will kill Frick! And she devised a plan with her lover, soulmate, Alexander Berkman, to do the deed. But she lacked funds for 2 train tickets to go to Pittsburgh. So she attempted prostitution on 14th Street, but failed. Oh, Emma, how can you fail prostitution? All you gotta do is lie down. Isn't that right, Ian? Where are you? She could only afford 1 train ticket. So her lover, Berkman, he goes alone. He enters the executive meeting. He points his gun at Frick. He fires. But damn, the bullet misses. He spends nearly 20 years in jail. Oh, Emma's distraught. Oh, she tries to dig him out of the jail, like a tunnel under the prison. Very orange is the new black. But then the other guy jumps in, and oh, I can't remember all the details. She's brokenhearted. She just goes back to nursing in the Lower East Side, delivering the babies of whores and factory workers' wives and their girlfriends. And she thought,
There's a lot of arguing going on, a lot of stillborns being dead, orphans being multiplied, a lot of mouths to be fed, a lot of blood and life, war and the factory workers' wife.
so she starts putting birth control pamphlets in the swaddling clothes of newborns. She's passing out flyers in the street. She's doing public lectures on contraceptives. Now this is a time when it was illegal to talk about sex in public, yet alone pass out flyers. So the authority locked her away for another 2 years. During this time, she made her anarchist publication, Mother Earth, the most popular in the country, possibly the world. She also did some minor prison reform. When she gets out, she is more famous than ever. But then, World War I breaks out. She's against the imperialists, using innocent men for their greed. She's against all forms of government, because all forms of government fucks over everybody, from the top of the ladder to the bottom. Everyone is screwed up. So bravely, she protests the draft, and this gives the U.S. the opportunity to revoke her citizenship and put her back on a boat to Russia. Well, in Moscow, she finds that communism is more interested in politicking than the people. She even tells Lenin off, right in his office at the Kremlin.
There are hospitals without doctors and nurses. Your people are hungry and you put your farmers in prison. This is just another example of being fucked by the system.
So she gets on another boat and winds up in the south of France. You know, the lemon trees and the blue skies and the calm weather really irked her. I mean, it was perfect for writing a memoir, but she's a New Yorker at heart, and she missed her city.
New York is a city of ideas, of rooftops speaking different languages, of words put to paper, of dogs making movement, of neighbors looking after neighbors.
She's the most dangerous woman in America.
The most dangerous woman in America. Her crime, exciting people.
She's breaking down the system, breaking down the system. How? Getting people to listen. Yay!
Jack Shamblin and Vibe Lounge. Beautiful. Thank you. I can see. Yay! Fabulous. Emma Goldman. Beautiful. Oh, the asses are coming out. That means it's time for intermission.